always Saturday podcast because when you're with the boys, it's always Saturday. And sometimes even when you're not with the boys. I feel like, like it's phase one. I think phase two is scheduled for like mid-June. I think that's what I've heard. I think the boys just need to start getting together again. I think that's how we got to do.
Facts, honestly, truly.
Bobby getting hyped. Well,
And I'm just really happy because I'm eating granola bars right now. So I'm just
bromance is fucking
Nice.
thriving. So for those of you who follow our podcast regularly, I was on the last episode briefly, to only add to the mystery, but I have fully returned. I thought, hey, if the government is telling me to stay at my house, that sounds like a great time to do a road trip across the country. So that's what I did.
Exactly.
100%.
Because we follow CDC recommendations, but when the government tells us that we have to stay home, that's when we get our guns out.
That, that's when I load up the car with some gas and I say, fuck it, I'm going to Frenchy land. So I went to Quebec.
Exactly.
I went to a farm, saw a horse. It looked very old, so I didn't go near it. There were some cats. Shit was wild.
Government.
Man's dubio
knock it
here
off.
farming.
True.
Exactly.
Elections,
Exactly.
knock it off.
Listen,
Knock it off.
government.
Knock it
Government.
off.
Knock it off, government. That's you. We know you
Bro,
watch.
get out.
Exactly.
Government.
That song by Cody Ko and Noel is so good. Except for the part where like it's about not bullying. I think it should be about bullying.
About more
but-
bullying.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
Ian
like
anthem.
bullying. Knock it off. Exactly.
Okay.
So lads,
I got
how I've been away. How have y'all been doing? Is anything going on in your lives? Anything? There's a new mic arm. That's part of the It's Always Saturday
Yeah,
podcast family.
That's exciting.
It's fun. We look
What
professional.
we need to give it a name. What's its name?
Oh fuck! I was gonna name it after the horse. Stormy. It'll be called Stormy after the horse that I went to go
Stormy.
visit, and that's the only reason I drove
I
was to
think-
visit a horse.
I think we should just add a little something at the end there. Stormy Daniels. I think that'd be
Yes.
good.
Mm.
Sir.
Okay, alternate
Yeah.
though, we will call it Dormy Staniels. Perfect name.
Yes, that's
Perfect.
perfect.
We
I
got
like
the new
it, I
mic
like
arm, Dormy Staniels, ready to join the roster.
it. Nice.
I'll get it a name
Epic.
tag.
All right.
Yes.
Oh,
I got a query.
is that sign
Start off
language?
the podcast. No, gang signs, bro. Start throwing up. Start throwing up.
Chicago
Let 'em know.
sign language. What's up?
All right, so I got a query to start off the podcast.
Yes.
So
Alright.
there's a dude with no arms, but he has a gun in his pocket. Is he armed or unarmed?
Oh.
Bobby, this is something that
I don't
science has been
know,
trying
bro.
to answer since the dawn of time.
It's like one of those memes that's like it's like how did we evolve from apes over 10 million years? Apes don't live that long, and it's like 10 questions science still can't answer.
Bruh.
Well,
But
no,
it's
because
true though.
it was an actual picture I saw, and it was a guy looking like mighty sexual, but he didn't have
I've
any-
seen that picture. He does not. He's just standing there. He's got jeans and a tank top on. He's just vibing, and Bobby's getting excited.
Listen, we all have our own preferences, all right? But my man doesn't have any arms, but he's strapped. So is
True.
he armed or unarmed? Like, I believe that he is armed because when someone has their limbs, you don't look at him and go, that guy still has both his arms. He is armed. Armed means you got the blammy in your pants. And my man has the blammy in his pants.
Bro, I be on these streets, got the blammy in my pants. The fuck?
And despite the fact that he himself personally did not have any way of accessing that blammy, I do believe that he was armed because
He was armed.
if someone ran up to him and like just slammed him into a wall and took his gun, someone could say, "Good Samaritan disarms armed disarms armed man, even though he was already disarmed because he didn't have any arms, but he got disarmed in the sense that he no longer has his weaponry. And whoa.
Listen, I am 14
think-
and that is deep.
I think I agree with Bobby. I think he is.
Oh,
in
Bobby's
fact,
going for the
armed.
next granola bar. Hell yeah. Look at that aggression. On
Alright,
the
now
subject
check
of.
it out.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
He's like a chipmunk. Bro. She. Bobby is. Oh, fuck. What's the green one? Theodore. Bobby is Theodore, and he's
Theodore.
receiving the best head. But I have a story on the subject of wrestling people with weaponry.
Oh.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
I on the road trip I went with my father, my dad, great guy, big fan. So occasionally, you know, we'd vibe and we'd tell stories, and he told me this one story, and because I was driving on back, I was going a little bit quick. I got pulled over by the police and they gave me a speeding ticket, just how it is.
What
and I was
province
just
was it in?
Ontario, which means that
Oh,
it was
that's
actually
rough.
quite a cheap ticket. So, considering all that was going on,
Saskatchewan is the best place to get pulled over, just so you know.
that you know what, I'll remember that next time I try to drive across. But yeah, so I was talking with my dad, and he was telling me we were just sort of going back and forth about the police pulling me over, and then he was just like, "Yeah, I haven't had a cop point a gun at me since I was 14." And I said, Father? What? So he started going into this story about how in I forget the name of the place, start with an A, but just some little town in Ontario. Apparently there was like a burglary, and the guy that did it like looked like my dad. And for reference, like my dad and myself, we were both 6 feet tall at 13. So if I wasn't so fat, like I would just look like a dude. But my dad very much was the rough and tumble type. He just looked like a full adult at 14. So these two cops come up to him and they just start asking him questions. And my dad didn't like cops very much at the time, so he just was giving them shit for no reason. And
Put him up. Put him
yeah.
up.
So then the one guy started trying to arrest my dad. Like he had the handcuffs on one wrist and he had his legs spread. And my dad was holding himself up on the back of the car where they were, putting the handcuffs on him. And he says retrospectively, they probably would have held him up with like his other arm, but they're trying to get his other arm and he didn't want his face to slam into the back of the car. So he's like, I guess I just gotta take this cop down. So he goes around and wrestles again at 14 years old, wrestles a fully grown adult police officer to the ground and is winning the wrestling match. My dad said at some point his shirt got over his eyes so he couldn't see, but he knew he had like the length of his arm, like his forearm on like the neck of the one cop. He forgotten there was a second cop there until he felt something like hitting the side of his head. And the cop pulled his hair up, and he very obviously had a gun pointed to my father's face. And then at that point, my dad said, "Okay, I'll go with you guys." And then he said they took him in, and he had just about all the police just about shit their pants when they found out my dad was 14 when they arrested him.
But like,
Sometimes it just be like that.
It just do.
but honestly, when I see cops, I just think to myself, I could grapple this guy to the floor.
I could take him.
I could
Bobby,
get him.
it's because you're such a large lad.
Bobby's got the
What
speed
you
and the
mean?
power. Bobby, show us your tits again. Yeah.
But like, yo, I did run to my kitchen to grab those granola bars mighty fast.
Ian
Fact.
commented there was some speed when man went
Fact.
to get the granola
Yes.
bars.
The
Bro.
speed at which you left the frame was very impressive.
And then the
All right,
utter,
boys.
like just absolute power of when I entered back into the frame as well. Because I
Exactly. It was
straight up
Exactly.
jumped onto the camera.
boys, I got a question.
Question.
you're sitting down for a nice meal, and you have a choice. Your choices are chicken or steak. What are
James
you going
Charles
with? What's your
Ass.
go-to?
Chicken or steak, you said?
Mm-hmm.
James Charles Ass. Thank you very much. No further questions, officer.
Chicken is my favorite meat, but I don't get steak very often.
1 second,
So
lads.
I'm
I'm
gonna
getting
have
a
to-
phone call from our good friend Jane Porter.
You should
Hello?
slander her.
Hello, you aren't on. Oh shit! It's Wednesday. Am I interrupting?
Oh no, you're doing well. What's up?
Oh, I just went on a shitty first
Hi,
date.
Jane.
Oh, a shitty first date. Would you like to tell everybody on the podcast how the date went?
Yes, I would like to hear about this experience.
So annoying.
Can y'all hear okay?
No,
No.
I can't hear shit.
All right, how about now?
Well,
Jane,
Jane
keep
needs to
talking.
talk.
Jane, come on.
Okay, this guy was so annoying. Tell me when people know that the guy is annoying.
Can y'all hear?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Bobby heard it. So yeah, so what was annoying about the lad, Jane?
He was very, very needy.
Meaty.
And, like, yeah, like leave me alone. Stop being so needy.
Needy. I heard meaty. I was wondering where the meat part was
I
coming
also
from.
heard
He was also
meaty.
needy. He was a lot fatter than his pictures.
That's how it be sometimes.
Very disappointing.
So he was needy. What were the advise some lads out there. What makes a needy male needy?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was like too into me, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Like,
See.
I'm not that great.
My theory is that this is what gay men like to do when they don't want to admit something yet, you know? Like, nothing against them. They're lovely folks, but I feel like when a guy is too into somebody, they're trying to hide something. Sometimes something from themselves.
I don't know. Okay, it might just be me though, because he called me cutie, and I think
Ew.
that's stupid. Isn't that gross?
On like a
stop.
first date, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, like leave me
Bro,
alone.
I be
I
calling
don't know
Spencer
you.
cutie on the daily.
Yeah, no, that's a little strange. I
On
think
first dates, it's like air
Oh.
handshakes only.
Bobby
Like,
says
like,
air
Facts.
handshakes only. Bobby,
Like,
can you
you
quickly
keep
tell me
your-
what an air
No eye
handshake is?
contact.
No eye
Keep your
contact.
hand-
Yeah, that's a necessity.
No eye contact till marriage is what I was
okay,
gonna
yes,
say.
The no hand, like the handshake thing, absolutely fine. He also asked if he could pick me up. No, you fucking can't.
Large man sees small
Whoa.
woman. I can pick that up.
I was so annoyed.
Yeah,
the
that's
whole time.
that's very weird. I mean, I guess he didn't have any pickup lines, so he's like, shit, guess I'm just gonna have to pick up.
No, and I was like, no. And then he asked me again later, and I was like, still no.
And Jane was like, well, I guess you've asked a second time. That was the secret to this riddle.
Exactly.
You just had to bother me more.
Exactly.
What if he like
You know what,
actually did
Spencer?
use?
I think there are no good men.
There are no good men. That's a fact. There are
Factual.
only amphibians and other things, and that's all there is.
I
I
not
myself am just a piece of shit.
Ian
I
has
am
claimed
not
he's a piece of
even-
shit. Jane, do you have any stance on Ian being a piece of shit?
Ian's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, like Ian is claiming that he himself is a piece of shit.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna go with only on alternating Fridays.
Alternating Fridays? I feel like that's about as often as Ian drinks. No, just joking. Ian drinks way more than that. Anyway, I'll
I'm
leave you
actually
to
an
it.
alcoholic.
Oh yeah. Jane, I'll leave you to it. It's been good chatting with you. Be sure to tune in.
I will tune in as soon as I get home.
Oh, excellent, Jane. Much appreciated. It'll help you get over the losers that are men.
You should have watched the. You should have watched the podcast with
I
your
will
date.
talk to you later tonight. I forgot you were on the podcast. I'm sorry.
It just be like that sometimes, homie. Always happy to have you provide content. I'll see you later.
Yo,
Bye.
we gotta bring
Bye.
we gotta bring the date on the podcast.
Have Jane go on live
Yes.
dates? That'd be glorious. Find
No,
some
no,
way
not-
to listen in.
Yes.
No, not that. No,
Bobby's
not
like, no,
that.
I want date. I want date.
No,
Ooga
like, the
chaka.
dude- Okay, so, if she says it was a good date, we'll be like, okay, we'll leave the dude alone. But then, like, if she says, oh, it was a bad date, we, like, call up the dude, like the dude she just called talking about, and we'll, like, sit him down and just be like, so why are you like this?
Be like, homie, you asked to pick up somebody on the first time you met them. You physically, during a pandemic, want to reach around somebody and lift them. Why? Who are you? What gives you the right?
What if he just wanted to, like, give her a pile driver?
That was his whole plan. He's gonna slam her through a fold-out table.
But I was trying to ask, but like I don't really think she heard me, and a couple times she was talking. I was
Oh
gonna
no,
say,
I had headphones on. She wouldn't be able to hear you at all. But I can answer on
Oh.
Jane's behalf with absolute authority.
I was gonna say, like, what if he did use actual pickup lines? Like I got like a killer pickup line. All
Does
Oh.
Bobby
so-
you have some bangers? Let's hear them.
Oh wait, one second. I gotta set the scene, Bobby. Well, wait a second. I'm gonna set the scene to receive the pickup lines. I'll be back in a moment.
oh, you got a wig?
Nice. Okay. I think he does. I'm not gonna lie. Or maybe he's gonna put a dress on. I don't know.
Just put a dildo up
Maybe
his ass.
he's just gonna come back. Maybe he's gonna come back into frame with no clothes on, and based on how erect he gets from the pickup line, then that'll be how good it is.
Let's go, baby! Yeah,
He did put a wig on.
bro.
Hello,
hey,
there,
hey,
big boy. So,
Hey, what's up? Hey, you're making me nervous, big bro. Hey, but okay, so
what's good? Yo, homie, what's good?
hey, what's up, baby? My name Daryl.
What's
Is
good,
your
Daryl?
Hey yo,
Yeah,
is your name cholesterol?
yeah.
Because you
What
got
of
my
it?
blood pressure skyrocketing.
Ooh,
Oh, Bobby.
make a woman swoon.
Hey,
Alright.
yo, what's up, baby? Does your left eye hurt? 'Cause
Yeah.
You've been looking right all night long.
Oh,
Oh.
dang.
Ooh.
Hey yo, babe.
Tell me more.
Hey yo, babe.
Yeah,
You shit with that ass?
bro. Currently.
Hey.
Just be like, fuck. Bet you shit. You
Yo,
got
I gotta-
any more?
I
Or
gotta-
should I keep the wig on? Or do I need to let you finish before I take the wig off?
Keep the wig on. I'm trying to think of one more. I know I can think of one.
Ian, you got any for Spencerina?
I heard one that I was like, that's actually pretty good. It was on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9, and I'm the one that you need.
Gobsmacked.
Bruh.
Gobsmacked.
Needing men?
Spencer, what?
Oh, I need an EpiPen. Oh, disgusting. There's
Spencer,
fucking
what
hair in my
you
face.
thought what you were gonna do is you were just gonna come back into frame with no clothes on, and we were gonna base how good the pickup line on how erect you got when the pickup line was said.
Like if I just tuck myself in, under the desk and Bobby says something and I go, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
A good
I got one
alternative.
more.
I
I got.
was good.
Hey, yo, babe.
Yeah.
If I have 4 quarters to give to 4 of the prettiest girls in here, let me tell you, you would have $1, babe.
Hell yeah. That ain't how much I cost for the night though, I'll be real.
Hey. We're at a cheap bar. God.
I
You think I got?
I'm sorry.
got
You
stats?
forgot I forgot we didn't set the scene. It's a first rule of improv. We got to set the scene, and we fell behind. We're slacking. Fuck.
Are the bars reopened, or do they
Not
not
yet.
open till later?
Later.
Not yet. Oh, because we still got to go to the bar with Bobby. We haven't gone
That's
yet.
true. Man's turned 18, and we haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the wig off. It's very itchy.
Bobby is still throwing up gang signs.
No, that's sign language. He's asking for my fat ass. Oh fuck!
Oh.
Bobby got so excited he disapparated.
I need to stop doing that. God damn it. Okay, I'm.
Did you
okay,
just
we're good.
swear on our podcast?
Bobby, this is a family-friendly channel.
Fuck! I need my other EpiPen. Shit.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
What's up,
Listen. Poop.
Bobby? That's not this. We are a family-friendly channel, and if you
Sorry,
don't
bro.
cease, there will be legal action. Thank you, and this is your final warning. Anyway, back to the podcast. I'm also our entire HR department.
Who is the head of HR on the It's Always Saturday podcast?
Sure as fuck
Trademark.
not Ian.
Yeah, I was just gonna
on the
say,
documentation,
100%
it just says
not me.
fucking anyone other than Ian.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
I was gonna
Bro.
be. I was just about to say. I was like, it's definitely not me.
If Ian was an HR rep, there'd be like posters up that just say "bully more." You are less than the other. Prove me wrong. Just shit like that. Like,
Bro, if Ian was an HR rep, someone would try to like report someone for harassment, and he'd try to fight the person who tried to report it.
yeah, he'd be like, what? Yeah. He's like, you try to fucking tussle? Like, he wouldn't have an office. He'd have like a padded fucking workout room just ready to go ham on
Yeah.
anyone. Oh, man's still got the ice. Man's stays icy. I respect the flex.
Hey, yo, bro, y'all want some ice?
Yeah, pour it on. Pour it on the mic.
Nah, bro, I ain't about to wreck my phone.
That'd be a
I
good
could.
meme. Be a good meme.
Shit.
Sometimes
Bro,
it hits
what
hard,
the
man. It
no?
hits hard.
Bro, it went up my nose.
Bruh.
Hey, bro, suck it up my nose.
Fuck.
Hey, thanks, bro. We good. Thanks, bro.
Haven't had something that strong since the 70s. Ooh.
All right, so, what is the most underrated
James Charles
Underrated
Ass.
what?
fruit, like fruits and vegetables?
James Charles Ass. For 500, Alex.
I'm gonna
Listen.
go with pineapple because I think pineapple is 100% the best fruit, and it doesn't get enough credit. It's
The
all
fact-
about watermelon, and I don't really even think watermelon's that good.
Watermelon, I'm into it, but I'll be real. The fact that like lemons taste good. Most people don't eat. I eat lemons
No,
like
they
oranges. Bro,
Okay, that's disgusting.
they're good.
I think I want to assault you. I'm gonna assault you.
You're such a bad HR rep, Ian. Listen.
I think I should be the HR rep.
I think that'd be hilarious. The idea
Well,
of
yeah, 'cause
Ian
then
having
you
to
could
like, he'd hate himself in a week.
Because because with Ian as the head of HR, we could promote a culture that is all our own. No one else has a culture like us. Ian as HR rep.
Where bullying
We'll
is
be
encouraged by the HR team.
Yeah, bro. We'll be like, we'll be the figure it out yourself HR team. Like, if you come to us and be like,
Mhm.
he's bullying me, Ian will be like, so why didn't you punch him in the nose?
Exactly.
Yeah, a daily memo from HR that just says "fuck off" every morning.
Yes.
Bro,
I'm
just-
starting to like this.
Bro, it'll just say like, noses can heal, hearts can't. punch him in the nose.
Stab
That's
him.
poetry. Poetry. I think I've been on James Charles' ass lately, or at least I wish I was, because I know that that's a key discussion of this episode, is the fight
Yes,
for
it is.
James Charles, who's already incredibly wealthy and does not need to create a premium Snapchat for the boys.
Yes, this is what we need. I think it's a need.
I think it's an
Like,
essential
it's
service,
not
quite
even-
frankly.
Yes, it is. It's very, very, very much an essential service. Like, also, I'm gonna take a look, but last time I checked, a bunch of people were voting no on the Instagram poll, and I think that we should just block those people.
I agree.
Do
They
block
should be
them.
barred from
Find their
ever.
houses.
We need to go on
Block.
just a fucking hit and run spree of just annihilating people's
Exactly.
personal property, because that is the
Yeah,
most
exactly.
horrendous.
Right now, it's 45% for God, yes, and 55% for no. It's disgusting. These are not at all the results I was hoping for.
Spencer gone. Spencer gone. Bro, he's just going to Ontario again.
Just gone.
He's just got to think. It's just streaming for a week. But
Just his chair and nothing else.
But like, okay, so the concept is we could like get that. Yo, why isn't Spencer coming back yet?
I
But
don't know. I think he might have gone to get something.
bro,
I needed a breather after that. I needed a breather. That was a lot for me
Bro,
to take in at once.
bro, were you just like walking around like punching your walls when like no one could see or hear you?
Exactly. I was just there. I went full Kyle. I chugged a can of Monster Energy. There is more hole than drywall at this point. It's all gone. It has been thoroughly annihilated.
All right, so I was
I
gonna
think
say
we should.
that
Oh,
the James Charles Premium Snapchat is based. It's just
It's
based.
based.
But it's based in reality. But it is based in reality. People would subscribe to that because
Because he got fat ass. Sorry.
listen,
I got distracted.
know-
I thought about his ass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
you need Jesus. But but no, like there has been many videos of that music video that he took where Mr. Charles or Mrs. Charles or Sister Charles was a pan up from the back of his legs up to his behind, and people went, shoddy bad. And then he
I
turned
remember this
around,
video well.
And then he turned around and it went, that's a dude, bruh. I know.
You see, you have to understand. We've discussed this on the podcast before, where, and I think I'm straighter than everyone else. And here's my philosophy. I
you're
think
wrong.
I'm the straightest man that's ever lived, because ass is ass. That's just how it is. If it's got a dick in front of it, that doesn't change that it's an ass. And I'm a fan of ass. And if I gotta suck a dick to get some ass, it's just how it is.
it's just how it is.
Ass is ass. I'm straighter than everyone else. Bobby, you have a question, or are you just going with the sieg?
I'm gonna interject you. You're wrong. You're a gay heathen. But,
Alright.
but I do have to say, we here at the It's Always Saturday podcast love traps. Like,
Yes! Bro,
so bro,
something that's basically a woman that can't get pregnant. What
But-
is there not to like?
but only
A
Spencer
dick?
is in denial about being straight. So the rest of us are like, oh yeah, we love traps. And the rest of us normal people are like, we are degenerate homos who have messed up pleasure sensors in our brains. But Spencer's out here going, it's straight! And like, no, you're not, Spencer.
I'm fully attracted to men. Not a handful, enough of them to know
Am
that
I
I'm
one of those
straighter.
men, Spencer?
You're
Am
too
I
cute
one
for
of
me,
those?
Bobby. And you're out of my league. I know. Sometimes when somebody's just so attractive, I just know that I can't, and I move it out the side.
What about
But
the Indian TikTok dude with the face?
bro, no,
Bro.
that meme's fucking. Oh, that's scary. That shit's funny. I love Indian TikTok
Anyway.
face guy. I'd fuck
I
him.
have a list of all the people who said no, and I think we should dox them live on the stream.
Bro,
Oh.
swat him right now.
Bro, speaking of like swatting and doxing people, the old school doxing where you just raid people's homes. When I was at the farm, there was some like old picture books in my family from like the late 1920s and 1930s. There's a fucking picture of Mussolini in my family album, and I don't know why. Like, it's just like my grandmother with some horses, my great grandmother like helping her teach her how to ride, and then there's just a picture of Mussolini with like some other people who I think I might be related to. So that's great.
Is Spencer related to Mussolini?
Mussolini?
I think so.
That would explain a fucking lot if I was related to
That would
Mussolini.
explain, yeah, that would explain a whole lot.
Good old Benny.
I
That's
saw
what I
a
call him. I
meme.
call him Uncle Benny.
Uncle Benny. I saw a meme. Let's see if I can find it.
God, that'd be so rough.
What do you mean rough? That'd be a blessing.
It would be kind of a flex, though. Oh, I also found out that my great grandfather is in the NHL Hall of Fame.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Thomas Frank Ahern. He was the in I forget what decade, but early 1900s. He was the sole owner of the Ottawa Senators, I think is the team. And he just vibed hard and he partied hard and he got himself in the NHL Hall of Fame.
Nice. Anyway, there's this meme, and it's like Mussolini when he got rejected from the Socialist Party, and then it's like the cha-cha slide and like slide to the right.
That's gonna be me soon enough.
Yeah, facts. Spencer's gonna run on this platform of like government programs, like just straight up socialism, and then when he gets in power, he's just gonna become a like straight fascist.
Bruh, that's the play. That's all the successful fascists did it. Why can't I? Bruh, I saw this video. It was so funny. It was this guy suggesting that like Donald Trump chooses a new running mate for VP and he chooses Bernie Sanders. Because he was talking about how in the divisiveness of America, there's lots of need for, they could use some isolationism. They don't like international trade. Realistically, most people are a fan of social programs, but also a fan of nationalism. So you could get Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders to team up and form the American National Socialist Party.
Yes. This is what we want.
I feel so dumb. I'm sitting here like just out of my element now.
The joke is that the Nazis, Nazi is short for the German words of National Socialist. That's the joke. Is that America, if everybody got their way, go ahead.
I would like to talk about how in at least at the school that I went to, we were told that Hitler was not a socialist, but he definitely was.
Yeah, like because that's sort of the thing of I remember my social 20 IB class where the teacher was like, all right guys, here's the tricky thing with Second World War. Hitler wasn't anything. It was sporadic and chaotic, which is why it was so complicated. Like, he just made his own thing. He was intentionally ethnically nationalist, but also intensely socialistic. Like, that's honestly the only good thing to come out of PragerU, in my opinion, was that Hitler was more, like, of course, his whole point was to reinstate the Rhineland, expand out throughout Europe until Germany was at its former largest state as an empire. But he did so at the expense of an ethnicity, which is very nationalistic. But he used the money he took from the ethnicity he targeted, being the Jewish people, to fund social programs in Germany, which is just the mega Chad socialist move to do.
Yeah, no, like he, yeah, I just remember. I won't say his name, but I just remember the particular teacher in Social 20 was like, it's like Nazi stands for National Socialist Party or whatever, but Hitler was like definitely not a socialist. And then when you actually look at it, it's like that is objectively not true.
Yeah. Like, there were like, there's some good social programs in Germany at the time, because realistically, like, he was one guy. There's an entire government surrounding him. Like, there was medical care was really good. Road services were great. A lot of people came out of poverty in Germany. Like, if you were German, you're just living in a socialist utopia, again at the expense of an entire ethnicity. Because I suppose
Not my problem, dog. Bruh. They're down here, bro. That's why they're not me. Screw them, bro.
Bobby's
I mean,
too
like-
large to relate to these issues.
Exactly.
He's large. He's in charge. He's got his own vibe going.
Hey, bro, I walk in the room and Hitler apologizes.
Did you walk into
Also-
Argentina?
Fun fact. I
You
don't know if
related
it's
to
true.
Hitler.
I mean, maybe. I am like literally exactly what Hitler wanted the Aryan race to be, like blonde hair, blue eyes, like 100%. But what
You
I was
want a
gonna
medal?
say, yeah, I do.
I know.
What I was gonna say is that I don't know if this is confirmed, but I heard from a source that I trust that Hitler was like whacked out on meth for like all of World War II.
Well, the whole German army was. Were you aware of this, Bob?
Bro,
I think
just,
drugs should be more.
Like, okay, so basically in Germany, here's some fun history. So there's a thing called the Blitzkrieg, which is basically how all the, like, Germany took, there's always the memes where it's like, oh, France routed in 3 days. It's because the entire army was methed out for 4 days. They did not sleep. They only marched forward into their territory. They surrendered
my
so fast
God.
because they were like, it is physically impossible for an army to get here within this amount of time. And they fucking did, because they invented these pills that were basically just meth capsules that they gave the entire army. As soon as anybody, like, if somebody just said, I'm feeling a little tired, they'd get a fucking meth capsule and then they'd keep fucking marching. And that's how, like, Germany took over so much so quickly, because they had a massive amount of tanks, they had air force. Like, they take over towns in 20 minutes from just ramming it through with tanks. If there's any opposition that would follow after them, they had planes, I don't know what they were called, that would completely bomb anything surrounding the tanks that would be trying to get after the tanks. And then they just take whatever was in the pathway. And they didn't need to sleep. It was horrific.
Epic gamer moment. I think one of the most Chad plays. One of the most Chad plays of World War II is actually just wars in general, is when Germany invaded France not once but twice through Belgium. I think I think it's the greatest gamer play ever.
It's pretty much a gamer move. Oh, actually, if we're on the subject of World War II stuff, there was this because it's sort of hard to think of what times would be like without internet and all that, since it's so ingrained now. But during the Second World War, Nazis believed they were doing much better than they were, because there's actually one German soldier that was a British spy that was in charge of reporting whether or not bombing targets had hit their location. And basically, there's about a month span where Germany thought they were dropping a bomb directly in the center of London every day for 30 days, and they entirely were missing. It was in, I don't know what it's called, but basically the body of water between England and the rest of Europe. But because of this one English spy, Germany was like vastly just losing massive missiles for no reason that they thought they were demolishing London with. Because it's weird. Because you think like now it's just like if a group tried to do that, they just check the news and be like, "Oh fuck, we missed. That guy's clearly a spy."
Hmm.
But then they had no other way of knowing whether or not that like dozens of missiles were hitting a target other than one guy saying, "Yep, it did it."
Yeah.
It's an era, man.
Hmm. 5G users be like, it do be fast though.
I saw this one meme that's like, finally when the 6G towers come out, and it's just like a portal to hell, and there's like demons fucking pouring out of it. But I got one more meme with World War II stuff, if you don't mind. There's a book that I got called The Forgotten Voices of D-Day, and it was basically just interviews with any soldiers that they could find that were served during the Normandy stormings, and basically they all just agree that the Americans were fucking annoying. Any person that was interviewed there that wasn't an American soldier, that was just like, yeah, like things were going good, and like it was good that the Americans joined, but fuck, they were terrible. They were good manpower, and they looked intimidating. They were poorly trained. They were annoying. They did not help us really when it came to actually like skirmishes. They were bad soldiers. I thought that was so funny because the Americans figured themselves like their numbers won the war, but the numbers didn't bring skill with them. And I thought that that was very
Yeah,
funny.
well, now I think I heard that the like average Canadian soldier is as well trained as an American Marine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, like that's our army's a lot smaller, but it is endlessly better trained.
When you said that, like, they just didn't help out in skirmishes, I'm just imagining, like, just some dude walking down the street, and then he gets, like, just accosted by this German soldier, and the American was just, like, looking at him, and he just, like, throwing rocks at his shoes, just, like, let him go.
The American soldier in the Second World War was on his iPhone browsing memes, being like, aha, that's a good one. Homie's just getting shot. Oh, actually, if you want, because you're talking about the skill of Canadian fighters, there was my grandmother was good friends with a Canadian fighter pilot named Billy Bishop, and he's quite famous because I believe, it's either he shot down 30 or 70 German fighter planes in one afternoon. I'm just gonna have to Google him real quick, but Billy Bishop was a goddamn legend. I clicked the wrong one. That was the problem. What? Turn off. This is horrendous. Anyway, y'all chat amongst yourselves. I'm just going to quickly look up information about Billy Bishop.
Bobby.
The
What?
49ers are ass.
Hey, you trying to fight, bro? Are you trying to fight? Because last time I checked, we beat you guys in the playoffs.
Last time I checked,
No, not in the
it's a
playoffs.
regular season winning streak.
That's true. You did end our regular season winning streak, but we beat you at the end of the season, so
There was a PI call that should have been called.
that's incorrect.
We're going to get Antonio Brown and cook you guys.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Nobody wants Antonio Brown, and that's a fact.
Russell
It
Wilson
doesn't matter how
does.
good of a. Yeah, and Tom Brady wanted Antonio Brown too, and Tom Brady is much higher up on the Patriots ladder than Russell Wilson is on the Seahawks ladder, and Antonio Brown played one
Why
game
the
and
fuck
then
are
got
there
let
so
go.
many people
because he's
standing
a
on
horrible-
ladders?
Bro,
He's a horrible locker room presence and cannot take himself down a peg,
but he said
and you
sorry.
know it.
But he said sorry. Yeah, he
Okay,
is.
And
okay. So
also,
he
Julio
was
Jones
bad
is
in
better
the
than him.
locker rooms at the time. So what did they do? They cut him. No big deal. So if we bring him in and he's a bad locker room presence, we'll cut him. The Raiders haven't had a lasting negative effect because of Antonio Brown being in the locker room. It was just a bit of turmoil while he was there. It didn't spread to other players. Same with the Patriots. So why can't it be that way with the Seahawks? The Seahawks have one of the best locker room cultures in the NFL.
Bruh,
Have
if
you
you
hit
just
the
let the
locker room,
dudes
Bobby?
fuck in the locker room, they do better on the field. It's just facts. It's
Yeah,
just
okay.
facts.
Just that.
Yes, Antonio Brown is a good receiver. He's not the best though. Julio
Who
Jones,
is?
Okay, I would. That's tough, but I would say Julio Jones and DeAndre Hopkins are both better than him.
So you're still saying that getting the number 3 receiver is really not that great.
I'm saying pick him up if you want to, but I feel like the same
It's
thing
like
is just
how
gonna
Ian
happen.
picks
It's not
up
like his
women.
attitude has changed.
We haven't heard an incident with him in months. He has been really.
Bro, he hasn't committed assault in so long. In so long, bro.
But for real though, he has been
well.
like good and like not a horrible person for like a long time now. Well, by his standards.
Well, he's got Ian beat then.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Haha. The joke is that you're a bad person, Ian. Oh, yeah, we fist
Who
bummed.
do you, Bobby, who do you think's the best receiver in the league?
Bro, Neil deGrasse Tyson. The fuck? He receives all the information. He thinks about it. He's got some fire responses. Remember when he was talking?
Shut up, nerd! Shut up, nerd! You're a band kid.
Bro,
Band kid.
I cannot play an instrument. Ian is the band kid.
Incorrect.
Theater kid.
I wasn't in theater either.
Spencer is the theater kid. Spencer was in like improv class and
In junior
I don't know, it was
high.
like yeah,
Dork.
that's more than any of the rest of us did.
Not more than Noah. Noah still wins.
True. I guess Noah is the theater kid.
I'm the one that's everything and better than everyone, obviously.
You're the weeb.
I know that's Caleb. We have these roles are already designated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I am the cultural one. I'm the one that has a vinyl record player and listens
Okay,
to that
well,
old
okay.
stuff that you don't appreciate. All right, like.
Spencer, it sounds like you're gonna get assaulted again.
did you hear me? Did you hear me? I listened to.
So did you did you stutter?
Did
What
you
was
hear
that?
me?
What?
Okay, so if Caleb is the weeb, Noah's the theater kid, Spencer is like the music snob, Ian's obviously the jock. Who am I?
You're the one that's large and in charge. You're the one that's got a big dick.
You're the big
Okay.
man on campus.
But what I was gonna say was, even though I hate him so much. I hate him. Michael Thomas is probably the best in the league.
Oh, I forgot about Michael Thomas. Yes, he actually, I would agree with you. He probably is.
Bro,
the
I
best
haven't been
in
a
the
fan
league.
of his tracks lately. Like, I thought Thriller, like that one was a weird one. Like, Smooth Criminal. How can a criminal be smooth? Does he moisturize? Why is my screen wrong now? There we go.
Bobby. who's
Bobby,
the best
no!
tight end?
TOS! You're violating the terms of service. You can't just go that sexual also, cuz. What do you want, Ian?
What are
Fucking
you gonna
gay
say?
ass. Looking at the screen,
Bobby.
bitch.
Who's the best tight end in the league, and what team is he on?
James Charles. Team
Travis
My
Kelce is on the
Bedroom?
Chiefs.
Nah, you know that's not true. You know that's not true.
Okay,
Say the
fine.
name.
Okay, fine. Gronk, and he's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh my gosh. You know that's not true. You know it 100% is George Kittle, and he's on the San Francisco 49ers with
Bruh,
the
he's named
best-
after a kettle. Bruh, you can make tea in him. Bruh.
Bro,
Also,
imagine
you
having
cannot
tea made in
deny
you. Couldn't be me.
the hottest quarterback in the league is Jimmy Garoppolo. 100%, and he's the best at handing off the ball. Okay? You can't even tell me that he's not.
Bro, yeah, Milo Yiannopoulos, he's had a crazy season.
feel like
Ben
Jimmy
Shapiro is actually my favorite player.
I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is actually like stupid. I feel like he's like a high school musical quarterback. I feel like he just like can't choose whether he wants to hand a ball off or like have sex with porn stars.
I want to handle James Charles' balls. That's all I know. Ian is sweating. He's worried I'm gonna cheat on him.
I'd be very upset.
Okay, well,
All right.
y'all traded away DeForest Buckner just to draft Javon Kinlaw.
I'd Buckner James Charles.
Okay. Okay. Buckner is a solid pass rusher, but I think that his abilities are greatly overstated
Kinlaw's
because
fat.
of Nick Bosa.
Javon Kinlaw's
Because
fat.
of Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is such a good pass rusher that he makes all the other pass rushers look a whole lot better because they're all worried about Nick Bosa.
LMAO, he's named after a balsa. Balsa wood.
James Charles.
All right, Bobby, who's winning the Super Bowl this year? And if you say
James
the Seahawks,
Charles.
Okay,
The answer
well,
is clear. James
give me your
Charles.
give me your top 3 contenders for the Super Bowl this year.
Kansas City, Baltimore.
All right, that's fair.
I haven't thought of this. I'm not going to say the 49ers, no matter how much you want me to, because I honestly feel like they might have a fall-off season. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, like you're going to laugh, but straight up, Tampa. That's my wild card, long shot.
That's your wild card.
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see it with if Tom can still throw, and Gronk at that tight end position, that's a solid team, and they have
Bro,
what's
I'm
his
going
name?
brain dead over
That-
here.
that one receiver.
Mike
Bro,
Evans.
That
Yes,
one,
Mike
that one,
Evans.
my favorite football player is that one. That one Jones. What a guy. A real player.
Anyways,
Bro, I got
I
this
would say
pen. It's so wild because
Kansas
it's squishy
City-
on this end, but clicky on this end.
Kansas City, the Saints, and the 49ers, because we were there last year.
Ew. Spencer, I have a question.
Yes.
If you ever got invited to a Super Bowl party, how
Would I
you
fuck
react?
everybody there? Obviously.
Hey.
Was it? How would I react to being invited to a party?
No, like how would you be at the party? Because it's a sports party.
Oh, I like
Mhm.
sports. Honestly, I don't give a shit about stats or memorizing players, but I get like into sports to like a problematic extent. I like was into like genuinely, I get too fucking hyped up that it's just like really toxic and I don't know why. Like I will
You-
fucking like I will yell, I will get fucking mad if I arbitrarily pick a team. Just like I get in the house, I'm like, okay, there's this color team and this color team. I want like the purple ones to win. And then if they don't win, I get fucking mad. So I
You're
tried to
already halfway there.
exactly. So
You
that's
just need
what
to pick a team to follow.
because I don't want to have to fucking like I just don't care enough about like
Spencer doesn't want to settle down with just one team.
exactly.
It's like
I've been in a series. I'm too busy committing to women to commit to a football team. Ian.
Spencer's got commitment issues, but only with football teams.
Exactly. It's very specific. Well, no, because I remember I was into esports for a little bit back when like CS:GO Lotto was a thing,
Nerd,
and
nerd.
I was like I had a gambling addiction at like 14 years old because I was like I had this team and I followed them. I looked at the stats. I'd research things before matches and I'd lose every fucking time. So ever since I was like I just get too excited, want to gamble, and then lose money. It's an
Yeah.
addiction. Ian be like, I had a good season. We had a good season, ref. Listen, I just. You look like the most sideline coach I've ever seen.
I was thinking about
I was cooking
Nothing.
up dope in
Like,
the. I know you were.
nothing.
You see, I think Ian is the Buddha. Because I don't know if you know about Buddhism. But the goal of the Buddha is to be
Fact.
able to empty your mind, to be able to meditate and think of nothing. Make your mind just blank. And Ian can just sit for 2 seconds and it's just static, no sound, nothing, no imagery, just empty.
I feel like if I feel like if I feel like if Ian wants to have a blank mind, he'll just turn his head to the side and just go like this, like when you get out of the swimming pool, and it's just gonna drip out of the ear.
Bruh, when I was little, I straight up thought that like the water coming out of your ear was like brain juice. Like I fully thought
It
I was
is.
like, bruh, my head fucking leaking. Shit.
Bro, it is. I drink my brain juice and it goes back up to my brain and makes me smarter.
Hey,
Mm.
that's the big brain play.
Bobby
Bobby's
goes to
on
the
that
pool.
neck.
He sticks a straw in his ear that wraps around to his mouth. He just goes, and then he's set to go.
Like, bro, like I straight up like I can't take it off right now because it's super glued on. But if I took off my hair, basically you'd see like a stitch line from where I open up my skull and I eat my brain because it's like brain food, and then it just goes back up to my. What am I saying, bro?
Bro, I saw, there's a fucking show that I saw. It was like a Hannibal Lecter show. I only saw like 5 seconds of it.
Ugh.
Yeah, where like
gross.
this dude like was just sitting there because there's no pain receptors in your brain. Like that's why people are generally conscious for brain surgery, is because you can't, you feel your skull getting cut open, but after that you don't feel anything. So
Kind of
like-
hurt. Whatever.
oh yeah, and then it's basically this thing where they just had a guy that's just sitting there. They do stick the fork in, cut off a little slice, and then you just grill it on the pan, and then you'd eat it. And like it was like this weird like thriller psychological torture thing where there's just like this woman that was also there, and he's like, "Eat the food, Barbara. Take a bite," or like some shit like that. And she's like, "I don't want it." And then she ate it, and she's like,
I love
"Yummy."
I learned a super interesting fact the other day. So you know CTE, which is like the brain disease that a lot of football players and fighters get.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
like you've been hit in the head so many
Yeah.
times that like
Head hit
part of your
disease.
brain dies. There's a particular gene that you can have that makes you like predisposed to that and way more likely to get it.
Hmm.
And I can't remember what it's called, but
Because the doctor
Like,
told
that's
you
why
that you had it.
and that's why some guys will get like hit in the head a whole bunch and they'll be fine, and some will get hit in the head a whole bunch and then be Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, or God forbid, Nate Diaz.
Yeah, or Nate Diaz. Oh my god.
Honestly, doctors that like study CTE just have a poster of Nate Diaz up, and it's like, if you are this man, you're done. You're gone.
Oh my gosh, I heard a case. So there's this like iconic story about Nick Diaz, which is Nate Diaz's older brother, pretty
Oh.
much the same person. Anyways, they like he fights this guy. I can't remember who won, but afterward they're both like super beat up, like it was a good fight. They go to the hospital. Nick Diaz sees this other guy at the hospital and like starts fighting him again.
Hell yeah. God love the Diazes. They should get a fucking sitcom. Like,
And it's just not scripted whatsoever. It's just them acting on it. There's just whatever they do on a daily basis.
it's just called Those Dang Diaz Brothers, and it's just them walking around being dumbasses and not knowing where the fuck they are and just punching people as soon as they get confused. Well, lads, I think we should probably get wrapping up soon. Did anybody have any final comments, queries, or stories?
Yeah, Ian's gay. That's pretty much all I got.
Damn.
Fuck.
Hey, bro.
Damn.
No take backsies.
He's gone. The man's is gone. Shit. 1 second, I just gotta
Yeah.
edit something in post. 1 moment. I gotta open the source properties. Gotta go, there we go, and then we're hit done, and then we're set. So that's it for the podcast then. Thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate it. We had a good one, and we had some good laughs. We introduced Dormy Staniels. Very proud of them. They're doing the Lord's work, frankly. So thank you all very much for watching. Check this out on YouTube if you missed any bits. Check out our Instagram where we do announcements when we do episodes. It's always just at It's Always Saturday podcast, or just It's Always Saturday. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time. Later, skaters.
Bye.